Hi, folks. This is Freddie 59100. As you know, I'm not great at this, but I have a special guest tonight who's Tony Burke, who's the one of the members of Appalachian Sasquatch and Research Organization. Say hi to the folks there.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Can you let's start off the thing with saying, can you tell me how you got started and everything into your introduction and everything about Bigfoot, about like how you got started in it and everything?
Hi. Well, actually, how I got started in it, my dad was down from Ohio, and he's a hunter and fisher trapper all his life. He's got wooden legs, and that's what he does. And plus, he rides around and cut up old farm machinery. He just hauls, goes the back roads and everything. But everybody knows him as hunter, fisher, trapper all his life. And he was down from Ohio. He told me that he seen a Bigfoot run across the field. And when he takes his eyes and he makes them real wide, that means he's serious. And he said that it was a big black one. And he was traveling along with his buddy, and he told him, his buddy, he said he just seen what he just seen. He said, turn around and go back and cut him off on this other road. And the other guy, he just laughed and throwed it off. He said, he didn't think you serious. And when they went to the other town where they was going to, and they come back through, he said, hell, he's done gone now, because the guy was wondering where, to stop in at and look for him at. But he said, kind of reminded me of when I was a child, and there's a Bigfoot experience when I was a kid, and now I'm driving semi, so I said, well, I travel all through these mountains and stuff. I was watching way ahead, driving the semi, and behind me, I'm just going to start watching more detailed on the sides of the road as far as I can see. That's about how I got started.
Okay. Can you describe exactly what you saw?
Well, I seen, first one I seen was,
Say what now?
The first one I seen was, in South Carolina. I've been watching for these things for, a long time, and then out of the blue, I was coming from South Carolina one evening, and I figured I might see one far off or something, one day, about 600 miles a day, and work 14 hours a day, and when South Carolina was low, I was coming back down from Spartanburg, Duncan area, and it was pouring down rain. And about towards Oconee County, I was coming south towards Atlanta. Out there, Oconee County, right before you get out of South Carolina, and before you hit Hartwell Lake, marker number 7, the rain was just so heavy, big drop, just pouring down rain. And I just come out. The rain was heading west, and I was going southwest. I come out of the wall of rain, and here it was. I was like, I had my windows cleaned off. I was looking at my gauges.
Yeah.
I remember looking down, looking at my gauges, and I looked over. My peripheral vision that wasn't there, and it was pretty good size. I looked over, and there was over a 10-foot tall Bigfoot, probably about 25 foot from me. And I knew a car was behind me, and I couldn't stop. And I knew I could get away with pushing the brakes a little bit and slowing down. And I'm not sure who all seen it. I'm not sure. The other side of the interstate, car behind me. I was driving along. I was watching this thing, and it's just the first sight I never had, and I was glued to it. And then this thing ran probably about 150 foot before it got out of my vision. I just come down the bank, and it was running along the cut area alongside the interstate, and I was looking out of the semi, you know, out the window, and this thing was as tall as my cab in my truck, and this thing is reddish brown color, like a dead pine needle color, and the hair was straight back on the head and the neck, like someone on a motorcycle. That's how fast it was moving. It wasn't moving like a human either. It was like a fluid motion.
So was it kind of like you can lay a level on his head and that level will stay level while he's running?
Oh,
Like,
oh yeah.
yeah, that's the way it was. Yes, because back in '81, I had a 9 to a 10 footer step out 5 foot in front of me, and that really kind of blew my cookies really bad, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I figured out, you know, after that one that they're not really threatening, you know.
Yeah, it's like come out of the history book. You know, come out of the what do you call it? The old stories, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
Right out of the TV show, you know.
Yeah.
And this thing was it had long hair along underneath the arms, like a orangutan, you know, sort of wavy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's about 12 inches, and the back of the neck, the head and neck was about 12 inches.
Uh-huh.
And so this thing was running along. I was like, "What's this thing doing?" You know, I was like, "It looked like it was, you know, it was, I don't know, having a good time, like sort of concentrated, like it was
lollygagging.
something, like up to something like showing off or something." I was like, because I got the feeling, what's this thing running after, you know? And then I was like, you know, this Bigfoot popped in my just like a click. I looked at his feet, and I couldn't see his feet. It was covered with hair.
Right.
I could see feet, you know. But it was totally covered with hair, long hair. And then so this thing was running along. I was like, where's it running to? You know? And what's it doing? And I finally got up alongside of it, and I was going down the hill, and my bumper's like right diagonal from it. And I figured I'd get a vision of the sighting of the face. I only seen the back and on the side of it. And when I got my bumper right up next to it, it cut right, went back up into the woods.
Oh, wow.
I started to pull over, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull over. I wanted to, but there wasn't no sense yet because I wasn't going to get out and go back up in the woods with it. And so I went and got a pistol, 9mm, and got my gun carrying license. I've been around guns most of my life, so a big part of my life, as a kid and everything, and shot him. But I ended up trading for a Glock 45 with extended clip. But I went back and went up into the woods and looked around into there about a month later, and I seen an old barn up there, and there's a house for sale, been for sale for a while.
Yeah.
And the barn is in the woods. I knew the house was there for sale. I seen the for sale sign up there, close to the interstate there. And there's some old barns in there with some hay in there. And so that was my first experience, you know, the first real sighting.
Right, right. Okay, hold on here for a second here. To all the viewers out there, if y'all got any questions, just go to the chat on the link I sent y'all, and if you got any questions for Tony, just pop them up there, and I'll give him a blast there and everything. Now, Tony, when you go out nowadays, what is your number one thing you do when you go into doing your research, like going into one of your areas? How do you approach it when you go in?
Well, I try to approach it from a distance. I'll stand somewhere and try to be, you know, out of visible sight as much as possible before I go in, and I'll look with the binoculars. If I think I might see something, you know, because they do hide, and I'll look from a distance and make sure, you know, that I'm looking at not just a black spot, you somewhere. There are two like I also seen those tall ones and black young ones.
Have you ever been?
I like to look binoculars before I cross the field or anything. Try to walk. I try to cover as much distance.
Right. Have you ever seen any? Have you ever been followed?
As far as being followed, it's something I don't know. I've been with been in the woods with the two of them, and I've seen juvenile is on the same stretch of interstate, a few hundred miles north there in Bessemer City, North Carolina. And I seen it one evening coming back with a load in semi, and down a power line like a J shape out to the woods. And this thing was having a good time, like it was a kid just having a good time. So I was like, "What's this thing doing?" And I went up. It wasn't skin. I mean, his head to toe was black, elbow, shoulder, fingers is all black. It wasn't skin. And I went up. It wasn't closed. I went up there, exit up, come back, second exit, come back. There's a hotel shut down there, and I think it's exit 13. And I came back. I went in there. The old hotel shut down there. There's a bunch of old, a lot of furniture and everything. I looked in the windows from the outside area.
Right.
There's a lot of furniture in there. Anything can crawl in there and stay warm. And I walked down along through into the woods, and I found a big deer. I think that thing was chasing that deer down into that little valley there. Because on the outside of the valley, there's houses, there's a hotel, there's a store there, and another main road. But up behind where it came from, there's a lot of woods area and a lot of factories. And I seen a kid just walking back from the store down there with carrying groceries. I told him what I was doing in there, who I was and everything. And he says, "Well, I was walking through there the other day and something throwing rocks at me." I said, "Well, that's probably it. They do throw rocks."
Do you?
I heard them doing that.
Do you get nervous when you like when you hear rocks thrown at you or something? Do you get nervous, or do you get kind of like, okay, this is getting kind of ridiculous? And do you kind of like talk to them when you go in?
Negative.
Okay.
As far as being thrown rocks at, I haven't been yet. Let me tell you, I have went in the woods with them, and they know I was there. They know a few others was there with me, and we ain't have no rocks thrown at us, nothing. But it was picking out from the tree line at us. It was dark. It was night. Pitch black. We had night vision scope. We could see like daylight through that night vision scope. We was probably about 30 foot from it. And I seen one in Calhoun, Georgia. They had the arms down alongside, back where Trail of Tears started, over on 225.
Yeah.
East of 75 on 225.
Right.
It'd be on the south side of the 225. There's a old Indian place there, and they had to, they keep the grass cut around the old house and everything, and then the entrance is tree line out there, about 4 foot off tree line, about football field length back. I told my daughter, I said, "There's one way back there." I said, "There's one right there. Look." And she didn't look. She didn't see it. I pulled in the entrance. I had, gun on my side for self-protection. Plus I had a camera, my cell phone. I was ready to go in. She said, "No, take my mom's house." So I took her to mom's house. I came all the way back, a couple miles up the road, and come back. So I went in the woods, and I couldn't find it. I hiked that area for a long time. I heard bullfrog that sounded like a 100-pound bullfrog making noise, and I heard, running here and there, but I never did get an eye on anything. There's old river runs along through there too. There's old houses that can be crawled up underneath things or getting inside and everything. And let's see, it was I think it was on like a Sunday when the place was shut down. And I also seen one in Chattanooga. I was heading up through Chattanooga on the interstate, seen from a semi way back a power line. It seemed That's the second one I seen in the power line. The first one was Bessemer City, North Carolina. The second one was in Chattanooga. It was way back off the power line, about football field length back. And this thing was, well, let me tell you about that 225. Another thing about that sighting there from my daughter, that it was missing hair alongside the head and the chest and the arm area, and it had big eyes like five oranges. The thing looked like it was having a rough time, and just by the expression of it, it had a bulge on the stomach like a basketball, like it just ate something. That's why I was thinking it just ate something. It might ate a dog or something large, and this thing was. I just know that it just ate something. That's why I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
A couple days later, I think, well, it didn't have no breast, so I know it had a bulge on its stomach, and it looked like it's having a rough time. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember Scott Carpenter made a video. He was walking his dog in this camp area park that they go to all the time down in Tennessee, and he got a video of this one squatch. He kind of looked like he had blotches of hair on his head. You know, he kind of looked like a human, but he looked like, you know, that one did look like it had, you know, it looked like it had Down syndrome, or he was just wasn't right in here, but you could tell by the way he was acting and everything, stuff like that. But you ever gifted or anything like that, going, you know, like find a good area and go in, kind of leave something, see what your action was going to be? Or
I have been in the area, the first time I ever searched the area. I was hiking in between factories where I think people has never gone before in a long time.
Right.
If they have, they might just walk through there one time. And there's a lot of down trees and stuff in there, and I just happened to buy a bag full of apples, and I put them here, there, and everywhere else. I was going to go back later and see, you know, if they've been taken a bite out of or anything that's, you know, weird happened, you know, if they sat in a different way or anything, you know, or something might have been left for me.
Yeah.
And I took a bag of apples. I just put them everywhere, but I never did go back in through there.
Charged 55 said maybe what he saw was it might have been a pregnant female. Did you see any breast, or was it a male or female that from what you've seen?
As far as I know, you know, it didn't have any breasts. I didn't know if it might have been a female. You know,
kind of like maybe a young one.
Maybe it could have been a female. Maybe it could have, you know, been nurturing it on itself. You know, the milk itself. You know, and kind of deflated itself. Because I mean, I don't know if it's a female or not, but it sure was. It looked kind of spooky, but then like another one I seen, but it was kind of like it was having a rough time. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They told me that like sometimes a griller or something would eat a lot of greens, and then it'd have a hard time digesting it, and it might get bloated or something.
Something like a cow that eats green apples. Yeah. All right. Well, let me ask you this here. Let me see. I try to word this. Wait a minute. Let me get it out here. I get tongue tied sometimes, you know, because I'm not computer savvy, you know. You know, I had to, you know, I'm still not good at these interviews, you know. But anyway.
I noticed that. I think I'm not on the TV screen up there.
What is your thought on far as them? Do you think they can see at night better than us? And do you think?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you think that their eyes gather more light, like a?
Yeah, because I see what I've been told. The black eyes, you know, and times you used to be able to see in the dark better. But so I go back on my sightings. I look. I think, you know, is anybody this tall? Is a basketball player this tall? Is there a suit made like this or anything? And anybody that's over 10 foot tall has been a problem. They got, you know, they're not in good shape. I've never seen nobody fast, like around 50 mile an hour. And also, you know, with that ease that it did, I said, this thing, just looking at it, like that one in South Carolina, this thing could run over 3 or 4 mountains. And then before it would be, I think it would be heavy breathing like a panting dog.
You think they can run about 30, 35 miles per hour and hold it steady? Considering that all the ones that I've like a couple years ago, 6-footer walk out in front of me and just standing there, ripple, just standing there. But he ran 250 yards in about like 4 seconds.
Yeah, if they're the only way to see them, I think, if they're staying out in the open, they come your way, because if they go left or right or away from you in the woods, they're gone. It's just it. It's just real quick thing. They're gone.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Do you
I see one more. So then also the night thing.
Yeah.
I seen one. That one I seen in Chattanooga. That I seen like a power line. And I seen waist up. It was sitting back there. I seen waist up over the weeds, and it was watching. I think it was watching traffic go back and forth, northbound and southbound.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like a human.
Yeah.
Kind of like a human. This thing was waving his head back and forth like some wild man, left and right, as fast as you can move his head left and right. And then I was watching it, and then there's side of it, and they've been doing construction there. And then this is and this road leads to the park area. And then this thing jumps back like it didn't want to be seen from this car going down through there. And then it's real close to a little police station. And right next. And this thing, so about a week later, it's about 40 miles from my house, north of my house. I drove my personal car up there, and I hiked the area. And I take some snacks with me, you know, like a handful of snacks.
Yeah.
And I take maybe a one, and they eat and drink for, and I carry a block for protection.
Right.
And I keep it covered up.
Okay, I got a question here. Paula Holland, she's talking to me, but I'm gonna see you's question too. My question is, why and how do they smell like vanilla? Now, I tell people that whenever the juveniles are around me, I smell vanilla.
Vanilla, huh?
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. Up in Ohio, when I was a kid, we lived back a real long lane, and then I was inside of an old house we lived in. I used to ride bikes all the way up the end of the lane, throw them into big weeds, because we lived so far down down the lane there along the creek. And we was in the kitchen one time. We was listening to radio, and all of a sudden the radio music quit, and the bulletin come across up there in Ohio, right close to Belltown, Ohio, right about midways up into there on the west side, that the Bigfoot time.
Okay.
So I looked up at my dad. I said, where's this thing at? He said, it sounds like it's coming my way. And I put it off like maybe he didn't want to take me, or maybe he's telling the truth. I don't know, hopefully. So that night, we got a real bad smell.
Right.
Around through our house. Okay. The dogs are just choking on the chains outside. We turned all the lights off, got alongside the wall there. We heard a real long, heavy breathing. I mean, his breath was real long. And then my dad went outside with a gun and everything, he says, and then didn't find anything. He said he took us into the town, but I remember that we lost a dog that night. I don't know if the chain was broke or just busted chain or something got it or what. There's any tracks around there, I don't know. And I also heard that those like dogs and animals. And I was wondering about this Bigfoot in South Carolina. The coat on it was so clean and free flowing, and it's just perfect. And I found out that you know, if an animal rubs itself on dead animals, the oils will make their skin and their fur real shiny. You know, not only rubbing their self on a dead animal, that could be. Look what I found. But that's my theory. Some people have theories of they got these glands, that stink if they become, irritated at something.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute here. Give me a second.
That place in Chattanooga, I had an oil company owner flying from Wisconsin, and he brought his friend he growed up with and his fiance, and we went in there. In the daytime, we took a bunch of pictures and all kinds of tracks. Some place you couldn't even step without stepping on track. And I took him in a different area at nighttime because he showed me a scope. He's going to bring a night vision scope. You see 100 yards. Each time you push a button, you go in 30 yards. Darker it is, clearer you'll see with this thing. I said, well, this in the dark right here, not dark. I said, we're going to go in this different area on the other side of this river. And there's all kinds of swamps back into there and overflow creeks, different areas back into there, a lot of low brush.
Right.
And holes alongside the banks and everything. And this area here is where I seen it along this power line. We go in, and the guy is with us. He did a wood knock, and this thing knocked back right when he first did it. I mean, we went in there real quiet.
Yeah.
And through the wooded area instead of out in open. We went back in there pretty good ways off the little drive, and working way back to this opening, I knew where it was. So he did the wood knock. It knocked back right. He must have had a stick in his hand. It happened so quick and knocked back. So this thing, the guy who did it only heard like twice. Each time he did a knock, it knocked back. He waited, did a knock, knocked back. So there, I got the cell phone. There's only one flashlight. I was the only one carrying the protection, the block, carrying the stick. So we got back in there a little ways more in this opening where I was wanting to get back in there because it's overflowed, got a lot of leaves back down.
Right.
Look, I cleared out. We could see it a long ways. And it's all flooded there, so we stayed on the road. Then we're looking back to that opening towards where that wood knock was going on. The replies and not saying anything. So I had a megaphone, which I have with me now, a different megaphone I got from Radio Shack. This megaphone I got from a thrift store for about $4 or $5. And this megaphone call blast through my cell phone. I got off YouTube of a recorded video yelling. The same yell that I got from texting the response from. And it's a big Bigfoot yell. It's, I think it's from some people that was studying the California forest or something way back in there, and they was getting the recorded it. Anyway, I was playing this recording through this megaphone call blast for about 5 minutes or so, not getting any response. And the guy yells with his hands. I think he might be half Sasquatch. I don't know. He yells with his hands, and that Bigfoot out there that did the response to wood knock, it yells. I don't know if it's sitting down in there or what, but it yells. And then it's probably about 35 yards out, 40 yards out. And on the left to the interstate and a big old clearing and the power line. So a minute later, I was impressed with that. Everybody was impressed with that. Nobody was really scared. I told everybody, first time I've been there at night with them, I know that, they might be in there somewhere. They come through there with all the trails, all the prints. And from what I found into there during these days of hiking back there, So not even a minute later, one yells on the right side of us. This thing yells about 80 yards out. And when this yells, everybody's like, golly, this thing is like a giant. It's one of them giants. And this thing yells kind of like the force of an elephant or a lion, tiger or something. It's just got a lot of force behind it, like an elephant. And this thing, everybody's like, golly, this thing, you know, we're really impressed with it. I was hoping so, because that guy flew down from Wisconsin. You know, I'm hoping that he'd get something out of this. And then, besides the pictures of the prints, or a cast of the prints, and then so we were sitting there, you know, looking around. I was taking pictures of everybody there at night with a flash. I got a picture of that on my side. I got pictures of the oil company owner.
All right, well, let me ask you this. All the ones that you've seen, did you see some that had hair on the face and some that didn't have hair on the face, or how was it with you?
As far as the only one I really got a good look at in the face was over in on 225. It was missing hair on the side of the face and everything. On the side of the head, I think it did have some hair in its face, around its face area, but not much.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't long. Like the one in South Carolina, hair all over his body was like 4 inches on his body, but along underneath the arms it was long, and back of the head, the neck, and on the feet. And
have you ever seen that video by Scott Carpenter where he was at a lake down there in Tennessee, and he was videoing 2 squatches. One was on the ground looking at him. It was like right off the thumb of an island. There was like maybe 20 yards, and then it was like a little spot of an island. But he was videoing a squatch area, and he was videoing, and he looked up to the right, up in a tree, and there was one up in the tree, a black one. But he had his foot sticking right out in the open. You could see the whole foot pad, and you could see the hair going all the way around his foot.
Yeah, I remember something about a foot, and being able to see the foot real clearly.
Yeah, but you know,
on something that I've studied the last few years.
Right. What kind of sounds have you heard them mimic? And like in my area, they try to. Now the older ones can do it, but to a point. But there's a certain note that a dove makes that a squatch cannot make, and he'll mess up every time. You ever heard like an owl hoots, like the barred owl or dove sounds when you walk through the woods, or you know, during the day or at night?
No, I've heard of them. I've seen them. Heard them on different videos, making sort of noise like that. As far as me, they just yell like the top of their lungs, you know, or yell like, you know, I'm over here. And then the one that yelled, I think the giant could hear it, you know. It's probably about 150 yards apart almost, you know. And I think they could hear each other. Like, this is me over here, the way out here.
What about a tree? What about
when he yelled, it was like in the forest over there. And then this thing, not even 5 minutes later, this thing had traveled over creeks and swamps and rivers and a lot of low pitch black dark up and over hills. This thing had traveled all this far within 5. That giant yelled again. It's probably about 25 yards from us. Yelled a real long yell. You could tell what direction he was heading in and where about, you know, about how far he's away from us. And everybody's like, and I told him, it sounded like he's coming in, you know.
Yeah. Have you while you were doing your research back in the mountains, have you ever come across like birthing beds, you know, or anything like that? Or have you ever been in this area and you got growled out, but you growled so loud, you growl was so deep that it would just like go through your body, the vibration?
I'm sure the vibration goes through your body. I'm sure it go way out the other side of your body if Israel both won and one yield like that giant did that night. Right when we was leaving that area in Chattanooga, that the oil company ever seen it in the power line, giant, and he said that he was describing himself the way he was feeling. He said the hair on my back was standing up, and then he was going through a bunch of emotions, and he was seeing it through night vision scope, 35 foot from him. And he gave me the scope, and I couldn't see it, and then so we went back the next day. He wanted to get a picture of himself holding a stick up how I thought it was, and I got on the side. This thing is huge. Must have been. I knew it was huge because the way it sounded. I mean, I even think the young ones could probably put a fright with somebody.
Yeah. Let me tell you a little trick. Let me tell you a little trick you can try. And I done it in my area, and I've caught a massive black one. I've caught juveniles. Them follow me. As you know, a squatch would try to get in that one certain position to watch you, to see you, but you can't see it. Now, what I do is I'll walk in, I'll feel like they're being followed, and all of a sudden I'll hear something moving around me, and I'll stop and look around, and then I'll just say, okay, fine, and I'll walk for like a minute or so, but I'll stop mid-step. When you do that, you hear, well, put it this way, when you stop, if you listen, you will hear that last crunch.
Uh-huh.
They just give their location away.
Uh-huh.
Now I did that. Now at first, I've been doing this since 1981. And for years they would follow me, but I wouldn't pay attention. But last 2 years, I started paying attention. And then when I started paying attention, then I started to see them, follow them, and everything.
Well, 2013 October, all the way into 2014, it's like 150 miles from Appalachian Mountains on the lowlands, pretty much, from Tennessee all the way to Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, all the way around the Appalachian Mountains. That I'd see one every few months, or if not every month. I might skip a few months and I'd see one. It'd be like, for instance, run down the side of the road, turn power lines, or just standing there out in the open. And when one's standing out in the open, it looked like a spooky look on him. Like one I seen in Jefferson, and on 85, I-85, same stretch of interstate going northeast out of Atlanta. I seen 3 of them along through there. And that one that I seen, it looked like about 10 foot tall, is black. And stand next to it at a pine tree. I was like, this thing is standing out there. It's just people just riding up down the interstate and they're just looking. It's just like a black, like a black. Just standing there alongside the interstate, back off up on the hill, back off a little ways, alongside of like a tree, like 3/4 of it standing out from the back of the tree, just looking.
Oh, okay. So, all right, let me ask you this here. That sounds good. That sounds interesting. Someone asked me, has anybody ever seen a Bigfoot around alligator? Anybody seen an alligator? Squatch eating an alligator. Have you ever East Coast, or you travel all from California, right? East Coast when you
Uh,
go?
I do. I get like from Missouri,
Okay.
Ohio. I've done Florida, Mississippi. Mainly, I stay in Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia.
Okay, yeah. See, I used to be a truck driver too. I used to be an independent driver. But being around, going down, Georgia and stuff like that. Have you ever heard of any about squatches? Seeing a squatch munch on an alligator?
No, not yet. I wouldn't mind it. A giant, I think, they could do anything you want to. I think this thing is huge. Now they're tall. They're not really real wide. All the ones I've seen, they're not real wide. They're just right height, right body size for their height.
Yeah.
Like a human, but like a giant, and they're not really heavy.
Right.
So, but after I had, a few sightings, and especially after the first one, it's like when I come out of my home, at home, I live right next to the interstate. This thing, and I got woods along behind me, and I know anywhere, like at Walmart or anything, it's just overwhelming that people just in their everyday lives going on, especially walking through the mountains, on these trails and bike rides, jogging in the morning or anywhere outside, anywhere, just go outside. That it's just ridiculous that nobody knows these things out there or believes that they're out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Because these things are not like a deer or a bear or anything like that. They might have strong senses of smell and strong, they can see, up the football field length away or something, but apparently, and they're real quick, like a cheetah. But these things are giant, long hair, but
do you think?
strong, but
Yeah. Do you think that in your areas, stuff like that you research in, do you think there is like one dominant male for the whole area, then you got a bunch of females that have offsprings, or do you think there's certain amount of groups in certain areas and stuff like that in your research area?
if they are groups, they're within 150 miles apart, probably.
What do you think the average range?
Or that's not how far apart I've seen.
Okay, the same squat.
Also on my GPS, I'll take, and if I see one, I'll put save on my GPS. Or if I think I might have seen one, that was hiding or something, or I want to search an area, I'll push a save, and then all along a stretch of interstate, there won't be no save places when I'm looking at my GPS. But then all of a sudden I'll come in like a little like an area, and I'll be probably real close to a river, about especially in like a kink in the river.
Yeah.
Half circle in the river. It might be on the outside or it might be on the inside. That I think I might see some way off the road. Hiding and looking. What I did find out was on the interstate up there in above Nashville. I'll be riding along and I see a branch broken up out, and this thing just out of the blue. No other branches around. It's just like a plain. This has been done, and you just know it. And then I've heard them breaking branches. Some people find broken branches at certain heights and everything. So I see a broken branch. I'm like, nobody knows. Probably a lot of people don't know this, but it's probably done by a Bigfoot. So I look at my aerial view from my GPS, which a lot of people wouldn't have the opportunity to do. And what usually the branch broken off on the opposite side of the road as the way it would be falling, and whatever way it breaks, whatever way it falls out or in, whatever way it falls to, is actually pointing at a water source.
Yeah.
Water source might be 50 to 70 yards out, but there will be a water source there. There'll be a pond or a creek. Most time it's rivers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Have you ever found like X's or directional sticks and everything, like bent over, twisted, or found an X, or found like a 2 foot high stick with a bunch of X's and one stick going one way?
I found sticks around some of my siding areas that would be broke off, stabbed in the ground, about 6 foot high, about a figure around your arm, stabbed in the ground. And then also I found, looked like walking sticks. Like one I found is way away from the creek, but it's just like out of the blue. Like I took a picture before I even picked it up. It's along a big tree laying there, and I'm looking at the stick. This thing is probably about 8 foot tall stick, walking stick. I'm thinking, I mean, it is cleaned off, and I'm looking for hairs on it and everything, and I smell it, and one area smells like fish.
Fish?
This thing is probably about 15 yards from the creek.
Oh, okay.
Up a hill. This thing smelled like fish, and also it smelled like hay, like straw.
Do you think that's from when he used the straw to lay on?
It could have been. It could have been stabbing fish, but I don't know. I also found different walking sticks that was shorter and got like a handle shape to it. And I actually keep every one I find. I think I got like 3 of them.
Yeah.
One actually incidentally broke, but I put the one I found that's about 8 foot. I put it up there alongside my semi, and I took a picture of it. And it's just about as tall as my cab was, and that was on I-20 coming out of South Carolina into Georgia, right past on the Georgia line.
Yeah.
It was south of 20. It was right there on 20, and it's on the south side of the road.
What kind of smells have you ever smelt besides that to your area?
I haven't really smelled anything yet that was out of the ordinary, except, I'm going up I-85 there.
Right.
On that stretch, coming out of Atlanta, going up there into South Carolina, North Carolina. I smell some awful smells, especially around the Jefferson area and a few other areas up through there. I smell a bad smell. And the one that I seen in South Carolina ran alongside the interstate there in front of my semi. If you look on YouTube and you look up Tim Peeler, he's out of North Carolina. He's just east of northwest of Charlotte, and it's a few hundred miles from where I seen it. And he said he's seen one that looked he described just the same I seen, if not the same one just like it. He described one I seen, but he said he had a long beard, gray beard on the front of it. It came up along outside of his house at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and it walked outside, and it came up there along. He's probably gonna get his dog towards the kid, and then it was left. And he called 911. He got on the record and everything. He called, and then he said if he asked me to shoot it or whatever, but it came back, and the dog was going crazy, wrapped his chain around his leg. He said, pull the chain down off his leg, and he walked back in the woods, And Tim Miller says when he looked up there and he put his stick up there to the tree limb, he said he hit his head on that tree limb 10 foot.
Ow.
And they call him, got pictures, looks just like him, almost on a t-shirt. And there's a little town up there, they call him Nobby. There's been searches for Nobby up there.
Nobby, huh?
Yep, that's what they call him in around Charlotte, North Carolina. About 50 Charlotte.
All right, sounds cool. Let me see. I'm running out of questions here. Okay, let's do it this way. Out of all the squatches you've seen, what was the main color? Like I got a big 11-footer here who's he's like 11 foot, but he's blackish gray all mixed together. You know, or something like that. How's that? Go ahead.
It was not put it down on anybody's searches that they might conduct.
Right.
But black is the main color that I've seen so far. Is the biggest percentage of color.
Right. Yeah, because all the juveniles, like right now, I got like 5 to 7 juvies following me, and every one of them, when they hide in front of me, they look like a sore thumb sticking out. I got like 3. I got one laying on his belly. I got one just sitting there behind the laurel brush. I got one leaning against the tree behind the laurel brush, and I got one sticking his head out between 2 trees looking at me. But see, the thing about it is, you know, the juveniles, they really aren't that good at they hide, and they always give their location away, and they give their face away. Have you ever seen stuff like that?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, have you ever? I mean, like when you walk through the woods, you know, and you get that smell, you know, you hear something move, you know. Have you ever got like you know, just like do you video with your phone all the time?
I video sometimes on my phone. I'll turn it on if I think I might be getting close to something. I'll turn it on. I start scanning the area and walking in with the video on, just in case I do catch something. My research, I made this site up away from family and friends and everything else.
Right.
The regular Facebook, I made it up just to keep up with mostly the areas the site has been had, and my research I've been doing the last 4 years, and just the evidence I find and everything else. And I noticed people was wanting to join, so I accept anybody who wants to join that website. And then I started accepting people. Now there's got district attorneys and police officers I've met in South Carolina. He showed me a cast that had a real long foot and a 3-toed out there. And then the footprints around here I find are like V-shaped heels. They got like a V-shaped heel. And I found about 17-inch by about 8-inch wide footprints around here that took one step to cross the road.
Yeah, what I've learned with the squatches in my area, the females have got a narrow heel. I'll tell you what.
Okay. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. Can you see me, even though you're on your phone talking?
No, I'm looking at my phone. It looks like a phone inside of a gray circle, and then it's got, when you talk, it's got some waves coming out from it.
Okay, that means you can't. That means my camera's on or something. But Anyway, what I found that females have got a narrow heel, but got wider toes, wider spread on the toes, and the male has got a wide heel.
Okay.
But every track I found, like I got one right here now, it's about 13. Let me see. I got to hold this way. It's 13 and 3/4 inches, and this track here is uh, it's a young male, probably about 800 pounds, probably about 8.5 feet tall. That come in behind me when I was going. I went in the back of my research area. One of the areas, it was raining one day, and I went back in there, to do some video. And it started raining too hard, so I kind of walked out of there. Now, when I went in, there was no tracks. But when I come back out, there was a track coming from my left to my right. So apparently he was up in there watching me. But I didn't smell nothing that day.
Yeah, I've been in the woods searching. Real hard to get to places. Anywhere I think that somebody might probably haven't been in a long time. And I've been in areas when it's pouring down rain. Where something that protects you from the rain, the elements, but get in some real good places in between trees and just your clothes will be soaking wet. But I do search when it rains too.
Yeah. Do you think when it rains, now I'm sure you found like little teepees and going into pine thickets, you have like a little uh, how should I say? It's like a teepee, but it's got pines on it. Kind of like a little pontoon or something like that. Have you ever seen something like that in your area?
I've seen rocks stacked on top of each other. I don't know, what might have done that.
Oh, okay.
Like a stack of like 8 rocks. It was right in front of a cave.
Yeah. I um,
Actually seen one. I just cannot believe that nobody sees this thing or it pulls over. If it does, they do see it. Why they pull over? I was going up 85, pretty close to Oconee County.
yeah.
They're right there at South Carolina, North Carolina line. The lake there. Not that one. It's going up there a little bit further in South Carolina, but this thing might have been that one. Georgia, South Carolina line. I had to look at it, but this thing was floating across the river, and it was about a foot underneath the water.
Right.
If something's right underneath the water, you're gonna see it if it's a foot down. This thing was probably, I'm guessing 7 foot long. Just throw it out there, and then this thing was floating along the water. You didn't see no motion from it, no waves coming from it or anything, and the head was sticking up, straight up, like an L shape. Body was long, and it got L, straight up, and it was floating across the lake. It was pretty near close to the bank. It was about 3/4 way across that lake there.
Yeah. I got a question for you from Dr. Jose Garcia. He says, Tony, how long have you been researching?
Years.
About 3.5 years.
3.5. Close 3.5 to 4 years.
All right. Now, in that time frame, what is the most weirdest thing you've seen? I'm talking about the complete ball thing that you've ever seen when you went squatching.
Okay. I was right here in this town. I live in this Calhoun, Georgia. I live right in between Atlanta and Chattanooga, and I'm searching this area. our town sits right on the interstate, right there on both sides of the interstate. And the closest area that comes around the interstate, if you're coming up 75, we're going south on 75, and you didn't want to be seen by humans, you would travel through the woods, and the closest place to go around our town is at this creek area and along this railroad tracks and a pond, and it's behind Walmart. There's a few other around a park recreation area, and I found footprints all down through there, and I could feel them because the ground was hard, and you could see some tracks, but you could feel the others where the ground hardened up. And I raked that area, with a rake.
Right.
I took some pictures, and I came back, went home, got a rake, and I lightly raked all these leaves off this area, and you can see where this thing had come up. There's two of them. They come up and looked toward that road, and they turned around and walked back into there. And then I hiked this area all down through this railroad track, along this railroad track, back into the woods, and it's just me by myself. And I hiked back home through here. I'm way back here. I'm miles off the road.
Right.
And I kind of like when I'm hiking by myself, I kind of like want to stay sort of out in the open, give myself some time. If anything's going to come running out to the left or right, to give me some time to quick draw my pistol. And then I have this thing, the Glock 45 don't have no safety. Man, it's got all I got to reach down to is pull it up, and it's ready to go. And so I'm walking back through here, and it's sort of behind a factory, but way back in the woods behind factories. And there's water sources back through there. And I don't think anybody's been back there a long time. And I was coming down off this hill, and I looked to my left, and there stands 3 Bigfoot. And it's the weirdest thing. That's the weirdest thing ever happened to me out searching. And there's 3 standing here, and they're all like 10 foot. And they're standing in sort of a semi-triangle.
Right.
And they all look at me at the same time, sort of. And they got like, I feel like a surprise, that they're all surprised that I'm here, way back here where they're at.
Right. I mean, did they?
What's he doing here? Kind of like all wrapped into one motion, And then my heart just my whole body is just like, it's just, one heck of a reaction.
Right. Well,
feelings.
What did they do?
So all I got was the 3 looked at the 3. They looked at me they all turned their heads, looked surprised, and then I walked I kept walking. I was thinking, maybe I could see, while I was walking, or maybe I see one a long ways away from me, or I want to see one walking or something like that.
Right.
But it's just hard to believe I'm going to see 3 10-foot right there, that close. It was pretty close. And then it was probably about 25 foot from me. And then
did they run, or did they just stand there and look? You're like, why is he there?
Well, it's the strange part about the story. I just want to answer that question.
Oh, okay.
And the individual is that when I walked on the other side of the tree, it was gone. There wasn't nothing there. There wasn't nothing standing there. Now I look back on it, I didn't look for no prints or anything. There's a lot of hard ground, and it was dry.
Did you hear anything?
No.
That's happened to me so many. That's happened to me so many times. They'll stand there, and then when you turn your head just for a split second, they disappear, and you don't hear a sound.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I just knew it was there. I just could not believe it was gone. All I did was walk around, and It's just a tree that was about 5 in width. It's just I went on the, you know, and I looked, and that was, and the area that I seen them in. I mean, it was 25, 30 foot around before any kind of brush or anything. They could have got in anything. So I just don't know how that they just disappeared. Strangest thing I've seen in my 4 years. Seeing that, I could my feelings of kind of looking for them and everything kind of, you know, my as went down. You know, if I'm ever going to see one out open up close or interact or anything, you know, if I'm going to see one out there, you know, hiking and everything, because what I just experienced, it kind of put a downer on me.
Have you ever thought about using game cameras and stuff like that, or what's your opinion on that? Do you think if you use a game camera that you got a 50-50 shot of seeing one, or do you think it's a waste of time using game cameras?
Hey, cameras, I should have had a dash cam October 2013 in the beginning of the month. I seen that 10-foot in Fairplace, South Carolina, Oconee County.
Right.
And I would have gave my every limb I had, my right arm, my left leg, just to have that on dash cam. Because my name probably be anywhere in the world. You could probably look up the information. And the Patterson film would have been a classic compared to mine. It would have been, man, you look at Bigfoot, you'd have my video up. And also, I bought a like a $550, it's about $600. It's a GoPro Hero Plus 3.
Right.
I think it was. I had the chest strap, and I was going to use it hiking. And I couldn't figure out all the steps and everything. I don't know if it worked or not. I just couldn't get it to work right. And just about have to take a class on that thing. And I said, well, I can't get it to work. You know, I ain't got time. I'm taking it back. Look back, I got a tree cam, infrared tree cam, and it wasn't flashing or anything. I said, well, this thing ain't working, but it supposedly don't flash it.
Yeah, the infrared ones don't.
Yeah. So
now
I couldn't get the pictures to come up load on my computer, and I didn't have it that long. I took it back, but I'm thinking now what I'd like to get into, and especially in a lot of areas where I see like 10-foot pine trees, and a lot of real hard to get in brush, but it might be 6-foot tall brush and everything.
Yeah.
Is what I'd like to do is get one of these $1,000 or $1,500 little helicopters, little drones. Start working with them. I see a lot of people that might be searching with these drones, and they're like, a quarter mile up in the air. You know, I mean, I know you want to protect your drone, but fly them things lower, you know, along top of the trees, along top of the bushes, and get in some areas, you know, real tight areas.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about all right? Now me, I use a just a plain old camcorder. Now, have you ever thought about putting one on your shoulder, facing behind you, and have one in your hand? Have you ever thought about doing that?
Oh yeah, I've walked in that area in Chattanooga where I had them giants come real close to us, and there's 2 of them out there. I walked during the daytime through there. I remember walking through with a backpack and carrying about 4 or 5, altogether about 60, 70 pounds of plaster cast, casting some footprints.
Right.
And it sounded like an elephant coming through the woods. Makes so much noise. I've been up through there in that area, and I've actually held the phone up and facing behind me, and then go back later and see if I can see anything.
Yeah. When I was interviewing Scott Carter, I was because I got the video I sent you was by using the camcorder behind you. You know, and he told me he's percent of what you're gonna get behind you.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've had people tell me, you know, they turn invisible, they do this, they do that. They're, well, as I say, paranormal. Well, not paranormal, but they can turn invisible. They do this, yeah. They can cloak. There you go. That's that word. They're UFOs. What do you think about stuff like that? You know, like
I
cloaking.
think they can blend into their environment.
So you're saying
I mean,
so you're saying they can just use their natural hair and their color and just blend itself.
oh, the reddish brown one I seen in South Carolina,
Uh huh.
like a dead, look like my description of it would be dead pine needle color.
Yeah. But they but
I mean, if it was in a big patch of dead pine, more likely you probably wouldn't even see it. I mean, it's blending so good.
well, good. I'm glad you said it because you're the only one that feels the exact same way I do. The way I feel about it, people tell me, "Oh, they turn invisible and all across." I said, no, they use nature. They could hide out in the open, and you'll never see them.
Well, Albert Einstein said something to the lines of, well, let me go get it. I got it written down. Albert Einstein says it is entirely possible that behind the perception of our senses, worlds are hidden of which we are unaware. They just like the night vision scope. We can't see at night, but we got technology that can do that.
The way I feel about it,
We can't hear a long ways away, but we got parabolic scopes.
right?
I mean, dishes.
Yeah, and I use a homemade parabolic dish, you know, and the way I see squatches is they blend into nature. You know, I got a video I made last year, and I mean, I give this certain group all holy hell, saying that I mean, everybody's saying, oh, they turn invisible. No, they don't. All they do is use nature. That's it.
They've been perfecting this for a long time away from humans.
Exactly.
But humans can see and how far they can see.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially like right now, I can see great way off. But if I get something put you know a foot in front of my face, it's blurry. And
Yeah.
after 40, I guess someone said something about
Well, hell, I'm
13 reading classes.
Well, hell, I'm 56 years old, so I'm not a spring chicken myself, you know.
Yeah, these things are perfected, I'm sure. You know.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
That's one thing.
Okay, what is it?
That's one thing I was like thinking about. Where these things go? They would be going, to stay away from humans. How would they be thinking to come around humans, and where would they be traveling to keep, away from humans? You got to think a little bit in their realm, what, way you ought to be acting that you don't want to be seen by humans.
Right, all right. Now, let me ask you this, and I ask every researcher this. What do you think Sasquatch is? Do you think it is a part Gigantopithecus? Do you think he's a human hybrid? Or do you think he is the missing link? All right, so you're saying it's an animal. Okay. All right, what type of animal do you think? A what? A Chewbacca. Uh, you mean like Matilda? Okay, all right, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna run out here real quick. I gotta get another phone because this is okay. Well, it's coming about toward the end of the show anyway. Um, let me say this real quick. Folks, the reason I'm on the phone right here is because my battery's going dead, and his battery's going to drop. His battery's dropping too, and I got to go clear out in the shed to get my other phone, and none of them charged because none of them's really charged and everything. We had a electricity spurge here this morning. It just knocked everything out. So, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna say thank you, Tony. And is there anything you'd like to, for as add to, to? Uh, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Now let me tell them that. I'll narrow it down. Basically, what he said was, as far as anything else, get your butt out there, enjoy nature while you can. Look at nature, look at the birds, the bees, the fish, find mushrooms, everything. And while you're squatching, and the more, and I agree with him. The more you're out there, the more you learn and everything. So, right, yeah, because when I'm in the woods and or hell, when I'm driving down the road, I lollygag, because I spend, because the way my Jeep is, it's full time forward drive, so I lollygag, and and I'm looking on the left, looking on the right. I'm always constantly looking for footprints. Like in ditches and stuff like that. When I'm piddly going down the road and everything. Okay, okay. Well, my battery, I got like 0 bars left, so I'm gonna end the show here real quick. And folks, go to. Can you tell me what your link is, and I'll tell what people to go to. Apple. Okay. Right. 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 Cool. All right. To get on uh, to get to his website, go to Appalachian Sasquatch and Research Organization. What's your YouTube channel? Okay, just punch in. Okay, go to Tony Burk. That's TonyBurk, and I'm down to, and I'm barely starting to hear him now, so we're fading here. So Tony, uh, I'll be in touch with you here later on, here in a little while, and I'm gonna get off this YouTube channel here and tell you folks what to do and everything, and I'll be right back to you. Okay? I've already went to your channel, YouTube channel. Okay, well, I'll holler at you in a little bit on here, but let me get up here and talk to these people real quick, and I'll be right back at you, all right? It better be. Okay, I'll talk to you later, man. Right, bye-bye. Okay, folks, this was a great interview. The problem was my phone went completely. Anyway, uh, yes, go to Tony Burke at Appalachian Sasquatch Research, or Appalachian Sasquatch and Research Organization. Uh, Go to that and just go on YouTube and just punch in his name. He's got some good videos on there. I mean, I've already subscribed to him and they're good, you know. Anyway, my name's Fred Caney. I'm Valley Bigfoot. I'm inside Virginia Squatch. My YouTube channel is Freddy59100. Now, this information I got from him right here is going on a YouTube link that I started. It's called Researchers Across the Country. And it helps other people who's in Bigfoot, you know, who like have questions, who want, you know, need some answers, you know, like for doing certain things, you know, they can go to my YouTube link and go to one certain particular interview and learn something from that. And it's also used to help beginners, you know, and that's the way I like to see things, you know, because me, Sasquatch, taught me everything I know. It sounds stupid, but it's the truth. Every time I go in the woods, I let my senses go, you know, and I hear stuff that I don't hear normally. I see stuff. I can tell when they're around. I can tell I can tell if they're following me. I can tell. Uh, it's just a whole bunch of stuff, you know. I mean, I've been zapping up and all like that too. But anyway, I'm in an interview, man, because I'm tongue tied. I'm screwing up. But anyway, you know, like I said, my name's Fred Caney. My YouTube channel, Freddy59100. And like I say, I'm probably Bigfoot and inside Virginia Squatch, you know. And my next interview will be it will be November 5th, and it will be Brenda Harris. I will be speaking to her November 5th. Hopefully things will go better. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all later, and y'all be good.